Here's your wrestling news for September 14th, 2021. And your headlines for today include: Big E wins WWE Championship by cashing in Money in the Bank briefcase. 3 reasons why Big E won the title are revealed. Original plans for Big E's WWE title win are revealed. Pro Wrestling World and fans react. Becky Lynch gets in fans' face for cussing at her during WWE live event. What's going on with Becky Lynch's SmackDown Women's title side plates? Did Tamina and Natalya quietly change characters on Raw? Drew McIntyre continues to march on WWE Raw. Dates confirmed for 2021 WWE Draft. WWE still advertising AEW wrestlers on their production trucks. AEW wrestler hit a fan during AEW Rampage, and more. We are kicking off today with Raw, and before the show, Big E promised to cash in Money in the Bank, and the now ex-holder of the briefcase was true to his word. In the main event, Bobby Lashley defeated Randy Orton to retain the WWE Championship, and post-match put the Viper through a table in a post-match beatdown. It seemed the Almighty tweaked his knee in the process, and Big E was more than happy to capitalize, cashing in front of a raucous Boston crowd. Lashley did his best to retain, even hitting a spear for a 2 count, but his knee was his undoing. And after hitting the big ending, Big E became the new WWE Champion. This was an emotional moment for Big E and marks his second top title, as he was also the second ever NXT champion, defeating Seth Rollins in 2012 for that title. With his win, Big E becomes the 5th former NXT champion to have won the WWE or Universal title after Rollins, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, and Drew McIntyre. 2021 has been an epic year for Big E, who prior to his Money in the Bank win was also Intercontinental Champion, but his win last night wasn't the original plan. Andrew Zarian of the Mat Men Pro Wrestling Podcast reports that although the plan was always for Big E to cash in on Lashley, this was meant to happen on the October 4th Raw to coincide with the WWE Draft. Signing with WWE in 2009, Big E has made a lot of friends throughout his career, so it's not surprising that so many people in the wrestling world have been congratulating him. On social media, Sonya Deville called Big E's title win her favorite thing ever, while Chad Gable called the win Alpha Approved, adding that he can't remember the last time he was so happy to see someone win the big one. AEW's Matt Hardy called the title win wonderful, and Mustafa Ali added that the late Brody Lee would be so happy to have seen Big E's world title win. Becky Lynch also got a word in, sending her congratulations, and in a follow-up tweet added that her mother, or Ma as Becky calls her, also says congrats. Big E's win has certainly pleased fans, but there have been questions as to why WWE announced his cash-in ahead of time. If you never understand the importance of TV ratings, you might now, as WWE's broadcast deals with Fox and the USA Network are their biggest source of revenue, replacing pay-per-views as the company's top earner. That hasn't been the case for a long time now, ever since WWE changed their pay-per-view format with the WWE Network, and now it's TV which WWE needs to focus their attention on. Moving the Orton-Lashley match to Raw was done for a ratings boost, and having Big E cash in was for a ratings pop. Over the past year or so, you may have noticed that WWE has switched to making SmackDown the A show, with their top stars such as Roman Reigns, Becky Lynch, and Brock Lesnar all calling the blue brand home. That's because of the whopping $200 million a year WWE gets for giving Fox the broadcasting rights to SmackDown, and WWE wants to keep their investors on their side. Raw simply isn't worth as much money as SmackDown right now, but it doesn't mean it isn't already worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and pressure from TV executives normally plays a big role in huge moments like we saw last night. Big E's win last night no doubt scored Raw a huge rating, which is important considering that AEW Dynamite beat last week's Raw in the crucial 18 to 49 demographic. We're a bit surprised that Big E actually did cash in, as both he and WWE did all they could to make it seem that he'd only tease a cash in, but he actually did what he claimed he would. As for Lashley, his reign ends at 196 days, and he now has 2 stories ahead of him: a rematch with Big E, presumably at Extreme Rules, and Goldberg at Crown Jewel. It seems obvious now that Goldberg will get his revenge on Lashley at Crown Jewel, especially now that no title will be on the line, and fans can expect the Hall of Famer to get even with the man who attacked his son this October. At SummerSlam, Becky Lynch returned as a heel to capture the SmackDown Women's title, and the man isn't as beloved by fans as she once was. This heel turn was something that Lynch herself requested, and the Irish superstar is having a lot of fun with the role both on and off TV. During a recent live event, Lynch retained her title against Bianca Belair with a roll-up, causing one fan to brand Lynch a coward with some very un-PG language. In a clip shared online, the SmackDown Women's Champion can be seen talking trash to the fan, and the tweet added that Lynch cheated to retain her title during the match. Although Lynch has been avoiding defending her title against Belair on TV, the two will face off at Extreme Rules, and until then, Lynch is going to continue to rile up the crowd any way she can. Lynch's return at SummerSlam was the last-minute decision for WWE as she replaced Sasha Banks, who's still missing from TV after being pulled from live events for unforeseen circumstances. In fact, Lynch's title win was so last-minute that WWE is still waiting on new side plates for her, which don't bear her previous insignia as the Man. At the same live event where Lynch confronted the fan, her side plates were covered in black tape, the same trick Bayley did when she was transitioning from a beloved face to a fully fledged heel in 2019. When Ringside News asked about the tape, it was made clear that Lynch is getting new plates, but they're not available just yet. Time will tell when Lynch gets her new plates, and we're sure that the Man will be showing them off when they finally make it to TV. From one champion to two more, as Tamina and Natalya have been WWE Women's Tag Team Champions for some time now, and as champions, they are the only full-time superstars who can jump from brand to brand. Lately, they've been feuding with the new team of Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH, who have been a highly successful pairing since teaming up. Their winning ways continued on Raw as Rhea submitted Natalya and Nikki beat Tamina. At least, that's what we think happened. Even though WWE's Resident Superhero won, Tamina was announced the winner and her theme played in a very memorable botch, and between the two matches, there was a beatdown on Ripley and Nikki, with the champions quietly turning heel in the process. Even before this week's Raw, Natalya and Tamina weren't exactly babyfaces, but more tweeners, and now the champs have fully embraced their bad side during this week's Raw. Raw also saw Drew McIntyre on the show, and his tenure on the Red brand has been a mixed bag as of late. McIntyre shouldn't be in the WWE title picture yet after such a lengthy stint, but WWE are doing all they can to keep him relevant. This week, Drew teamed with the Viking Raiders to defeat Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Shanky, and ended the match with his Claymore kick. Unfortunately for Mahal, any reports of a major push, possibly back into the WWE title picture, are a distant memory, and it doesn't seem like he'll be getting any kind of push anytime soon. WWE may not have major plans for McIntyre right now either, but they're being careful with their pushing and protecting of him, as he'll eventually return to prominence with a high-profile feud, especially since Bobby Lashley is no longer WWE Champion. For the past few months, it's been reported that a new WWE draft is coming, and that's now been confirmed by WWE themselves. During a commercial break on last night's Raw, it was confirmed that a draft is coming, and as Andrew Zarian reported, it'll begin on the October 1st SmackDown. Night 2 of the draft will be on the October 4th Raw, as the rosters of WWE are going to change dramatically very soon. Many WWE superstars may soon be moving brands, but plenty more have moved to entirely different companies due to mass releases over the past year. Of course, WWE has carried on with business as usual, but their constantly changing roster has led to some very awkward production trucks. It turns out that many WWE production trucks are driving around with released superstars, and one truck features Bryan Danielson, Ruby Soho, and Andrade El Idolo, all of who are now in AEW. Ronda Rousey is also on that truck, but she's the only person there not under contract with AEW, and there's no word on when, if ever, she'll return to a WWE ring. These trucks were used for WWE's huge show at Madison Square Garden last week, and were also used for last night's Raw in Boston's TD Garden. These trucks are essentially rolling billboards, but they're now promoting stars in WWE's competition. And given that Danielson's face also serves as the staff entrance to the production studio, it's ironic that Bryan Danielson has literally become the Forbidden Door. And we're ending today with last week's AEW Rampage, where Andrade El Idolo had an incredible match with Pac that was supposed to be an all-out, but this match got too physical for one member of the crowd. During the match, one spot saw Andrade take a bump onto the steel barricade and accidentally struck a young fan in the process. Immediately realizing what had happened, Andrade apologized and checked up on the kid, and photos of this heartwarming interaction were shared online. Responding to one such post, a Twitter user called Mick Jordan said how the kid's name is Lucas and he enjoyed every second of his first AEW live show, adding that Andrade has gained a new fan. This tweet caught the attention of Andrade, who said he was pleased Lucas is doing well and promised the young fan one of his t-shirts. Lucas definitely had a unique time at his first AEW show, and one he won't forget anytime soon, and it's great that Andrade made sure he was okay. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.